had, I've had people attempt to jump into the car after I got in, sometimes through the door, sometimes through the window. So, I mean, the craziest ever was when I was, I think, 12 or 13, and I was doing a press tour for the second Harry Potter film, and I went to Japan, and that was, that was crazy. I arrived there at the airport, and there were 5,000 people waiting in the arrivals lounge. So I remember as a 13-year-old being quite intimidated by that and quite freaked out. But
it was your Beatles moment,
You've got to take all that stuff in stride. It was a bit of a Beatles moment, and it's pretty cool. Not everybody gets one of them, so that's kind of cool.
Next time, make sure you speak as loud as you can. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Radcliffe. I have a bit of a random question, but what do you regret about not getting a typical high school experience?
Well, I mean, I think I have, I don't regret the fact that I was not subjected to that. Instead, I was, that's not an issue. I really don't feel like I missed out on much. I actually feel like my education, when I was at school, I was very excited, very enthusiastic, very nice, but just terrible at all of it. I couldn't, academically, I was, below average, I would say, and in terms of sport and any of that stuff, just way below average. So there was nothing really there that I enjoyed. I enjoyed, getting to school and dossing about, but I didn't really do any work. Then on Potter, I was suddenly in a world where I was being tutored one-to-one, and one of the wonderful things about that. About my environment was that it was one-to-one tuition, so that there's one of you in the class rather than 20, so all your teacher's time is with you, so that if you find something interesting, you don't have to just do what's on the curriculum. You can, if you find something interesting, you can go off on a tangent and learn about that for a while. And so it was a much more natural, more exciting way of learning, and it kind of, I think, engendered a love of knowledge and curiosity generally. And when I did go back to school, I hated it. So I was very, very glad to be away from all that and to be on Potter, and I lucked out. I got the best job in the world at the age of 11. So it's hard to talk about high school or anything like that because I don't want to make you jealous, because I don't really, you all have to do all that stuff.
And it worked out well for you.
I had to go on a great time. Yeah, I did.
Question right over here. What's your name?
Hi, Mr. Radcliffe. I'm Vanessa. How specifically did you have to prepare differently for a horror film than you have for your other films, such as the fantasy ones?
I don't think that the genre that a film falls into necessarily plays a part in the preparation. It was mainly that I think, when you're doing ostensibly a horror film, there are certain things you want to make sure of. First and foremost, which is that, when I read the script, my immediate reaction was that this is not just a horror film. This could be a lot more than that. It could have the potential to be moving, and it's character-driven, so it's not just an exercise in freaking people out and scaring people. It's also got a very honest, emotional heart as well, which is very important in any film if you want to care about the characters. So I suppose one of the only things in terms of preparation was to make sure that James Watkins, the director, and I were on the same page regarding that. I mean, I met him and we had exactly the same kind of vision for the film. But I don't think there was any particular preparation that I did because this was horror. I didn't warm up my screaming voice or anything like that. And also, you're all being very, very polite and calling me Mr. Radcliffe, by the way, but you really don't have to.
Well, I was going to say we're midway through, and Daniel, I think you'll back me up. You've obviously been to a lot of junkets. A compliment to you guys. You guys are going to be fine in journalism. You guys are asking great questions, so big hand to you guys.
We really, really are. I mean, we really are, and I have to say, like, you know, it's very rare that I ever get questions that I haven't been asked before, and I think we've already had 2 or 3. So congratulations.
Hats off to you guys. A lot of pressure over there. Keep the good questions going. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and I'm wondering, if you hadn't become an actor, what career path do you think you would have gone on?
Oh.
Is that your stump look, Daniel? Is that the stump look?
What was that? Sorry, say that again.
Is that your stump look? You look stumped there for a second.
Yeah, it was. Well, here's the thing, it's because when you talk to most actors and say, you know, why did you end up doing this? I think 90% of them will tell you it's because we couldn't do anything else. Like, there is very little that we can contribute to society other than what we do. So it's, I mean, I don't know what would become me. I would have had a horrible time at school. I would have failed miserably in probably a lot of my exams, and yeah, not had a very nice time. I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick now another profession outside of the film industry, I would start all again and be an archaeologist. That would be like, if I could spend my days knee deep in mud, digging up little bits of flint around sites in rural England, I'd be very, very happy.
Next question, what's your name over here?
Hi, I'm Jackie. I was wondering, how do you connect with the cast in this movie?
We had a great time. You know, I've always been very, very lucky to work with lovely casts, and you know, this film was no exception. We had Kieran Hines, who obviously I'd worked with a little bit on Potter, and then by the time we came to reshoot his scene as Aberforth, we had worked with each other for 12 weeks on Woman in Black. So we got to know each other quite well over sort of that 4-month period. And yeah, so Kieran's great. Kieran is probably the person I had the most to do with. Janet Mattia is a wonderful, wonderful actress. But you know, she was only, I think she said this was the only time in her career where she's had as many days rehearsal as she has had filming. We did 4 days rehearsal with Janet and 4 days filming. So it was a very quick film. You know, it's not like Potter where you film for 11 months. This is a relatively much shorter shoot. It's only at 3 months. And yeah, but I mean, there's a whole load of great British actors in this. I mean, Sean Dooley is in it, who played Mr. Fisher. Tim McMullen played Mr. Jerome. I mean, loads of really, really good English character actors who do some fantastic work. And it was a pleasure for me to work with them. I'm trying to think, anybody else in the cast? No, I mean, it was just, we had a really, really good time on this film. What was interesting was that at the time we were filming this, Potter had just finished, and about 5 or 6 other big movies were filming all around England. You know, there was X-Men and Warhorse and Hugo Cabret and loads of films. And all the people from Potter went on to all those movies, and a lot of people came on to The Woman in Black. And we were just on this like low-budget, independent movie shooting in the studio, and all my friends were going on to these big films, and they were just having a horrible time. We were on this little movie having a lovely night. It was really, really good fun. They were on these big things and just like going, oh God, this is, you know, because Potter, again, we were very lucky for 10 years. We had such a good time. And you're reminded that often film sets are quite tense places. I mean, I've been very fortunate so far. I've had a good time on whatever I've worked on. But you know, you hear stories from people who have a really rough time.
Again, a reminder, just talk right in the mic as loud as you can. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Emily Kuklinski, and I was curious. You've had a great variety in the types of shows you've been a part of. You've been in Broadway, you've been in movies, and you've also participated in certain TV shows. I was wondering if you had any preference to see, like, would you like to do more Broadway or movies in your future?
I would like to mix it up for as long as I possibly can. For as long as I've got the energy to do Broadway, I want to keep coming back because I love it, and I think I get better as an actor on stage. I think it's where, because I think generally speaking,